Hello and welcome to this video and to, is it week 5 of maternity leave? I've already lost track. I'm not feeling very well today. I have quite a headache, hence the glasses. That, and I have also been editing some videos today. So I've been on my computer a lot, so I figured glasses was the way to go. But I thought I would start the video now, largely so I can put my birthday presents away, but so that I can also show you. So it is the day after, it's the 29th of January. As I mentioned in last week's video, I had not the most raucous birthday. It was never going to be. I am in my 30s, I am 37 weeks pregnant. But we did have a nice meal. I'm just really bad at documenting anything, so I've got no photos or video evidence of anything from my birthday. But there we go. That's where we are with it. Yeah, as I said, I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling a bit warm. I don't know whether or whatever, and I've got a bit of a headache, but we're gonna roll with it. And I thought I would let you know some of the things, or the things I got for my birthday, because I find these things interesting and it's quite a good way of seeing what the people closest to you get you. Is a good way of showing what you're like to other people, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I think I've just rambled a load of rubbish there. Apologies. This is the stack of books that came for my birthday. So we'll run through those quickly. These came from Pete's family, so his brother and his 2 aunties, and there are 10 to go through, so I won't be reading back, so things will just whip through quickly. The first one is Anatomy, a love story by Dana Schwartz. This has got possibly the prettiest cover ever. This is historical fiction about a girl that wants to be a surgeon, but obviously she's not allowed, so she has to get the services of, is it a resurrection man, is that what they're called? Someone that can find her bodies to practice on, essentially. And I think it sounds fun, and as I said, it's got the best cover ever. Then we move on to A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I've seen this around a lot on the internet. I really want to read it. A witch who is not that great at spells, I think, summons a demon who can't leave her until they've made a deal for her soul, I would assume. So it's a fake dating thing. I love me some fake dating, so we'll see how that one plays out, probably in October to be fair, along with this one, which is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Again, I think it's a witch that isn't very good, or she has to hide her magic, and she gets sent to a school to help train new witches. I've had lots of people say that it's got House on the Cerulean Sea vibes to it, which I'm here for, and I like that sort of found family aspect. That's by Sangu Madana, and The Witch's Guide to Fake Dating is Sarah Hawley. Then we've got Ace of Spades by Faraday BK Imedi, I think I'm pronouncing that right. This is posh school, Gossip Girl style things. I think this was big on the internet a few years ago. I've always been intrigued, and I have it. It's also a lot thicker than I was expecting, but should be fun. Similarly, one that's been on the internet a lot that I have been interested in for a long time, and also is thicker than I imagined, is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Never read any V.E. Schwab. Again, I think this is about someone that makes a deal with like the devil or something, which means that no one can ever remember her. She can live forever, but no one remembers her, and then I think we get to like modern day and someone actually remembers her, something like that. I'm not looking too much into any of these books because, you know, part of the fun is reading them. Then we got The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. This is a dystopian. Girls at age 16 get sent into the wilderness to survive their grace year. Dystopia. Fun. Hopefully. A Nice Romance is A Sweet Mess by J.C. Lee. This is going to be food, romance, a good time. And then on the other end of the spectrum, a thriller, Murder in the Family by Cara Hunter. It was the case that gripped the nation. Luke Ryder's murder has never been solved. And it's all told in mixed media. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriella Zevin. This has vibes of Fault in Their Stars and that kind of thing, because I think it's kids that meet in hospital. Also has elements of gaming in it, which will please my husband, although I'm not sure how gaming relating this is. And then they meet as kids and they come together later. I don't know. Again, when I've read the back, it sounded interesting. So, and the last of the fiction books is Docile by K.M. Sparrow, which again is another dystopian about people selling their lives to be a docile, which means that the owner can do what they want with them. I think there's a contract and stuff. Again, I've heard very good things about it and it's intrigued me for ages, so looking forward to reading that one. Then from Pete's parents, they have given me some money so I can actually have a haircut at some point, because I'm essentially too lazy to sort it out myself. And I'm not a big fan of my hair at the moment and would like it in a bit more of a style. But I am rubbish at actually going to have my hair cut and things. So they have facilitated a haircut for me once baby girl's here. I'm not going to do it before because that just, I don't know when she's coming, that feels too risky. And it also gives me more procrastination time. But yeah, eventually I'm going to have my hair cut this year, thanks to Pete's parents. But they also, for both of us, not just me, sent us To Be Frank, which is by their friend Aftab, who is looking after dog behaviour. But there's a section in this about introducing your dog to a new baby and things, which I plan on reading this week, because obviously I'm going to have to introduce my dog to a baby at some point soon, so we've got that going. That is all of the book content of my birthday. It's a lot. There is a lot of books for me to read, but I never think that's a bad thing. From my auntie and uncle, I got some very fluffy, cosy socks, which I'm going to look forward to wearing. I'm going to be very warm because my dear husband, as part of his present, got me an hoodie, which I haven't taken out the packaging yet because, you know, it's vacuum packed. But yes, he got me an hoodie, so I'm going to be very warm when she's here. But at the moment I am also very warm just in general. So that's also why I haven't unpacked it yet. My other auntie got me an Amazon gift card, so I look forward to spending that. I'm going to try not to spend that on books, but we'll see. Normally these things end up on books, but do I need any more? Who knows? And my brother's given me a H&M gift voucher, which will be good because, again, once I've had my child, I think I'm in need of a little wardrobe revamp to work out what my style as a mum is going to be. Plus I've been in the same, let's say, 7 outfits for the past like 4 months or so, so I'm getting very bored of what I'm wearing, so I look forward to having a bit more variety again once she's here. And then the other thing that Pete got me was an Aura digital photo frame, which you can kind of see behind me here. We have been, well, I have been talking about getting a digital photo frame for a long time. It was on my Christmas list and came off and on it so many times, and I decided against it in the end because they do cost a lot of money, particularly if you're going to get a decent one. But he is far too generous, so as long with the hoodie, he got me the photo frame. He says it's because it's partly for him, but we had words. But I am very grateful. It's very kind of him. And the reason, well, one of the many reasons he went for this brand is because it's limitless storage, so whatever photos we put on there, we don't have a set number that we have to go on, and it's very sleek and I like it a lot. So if you didn't know, and I'll bring you over here because I may as well show you properly, since we found out we were pregnant, or my parents found out I was pregnant, or we've had this frame on by our TV where we count down the weeks and stuff, and I've really enjoyed having a picture there, so I wanted to do that. And I thought, I don't know whether there's one photo that I'll like forever though, so this is where the digital frame came in. So this is the Aura Carver, I think it's called. As you can see, there's a picture of me and my brother at Disneyland Paris, and then me and Peter at our wedding. Because these photos are portrait, that's why it's put 2 in. If it's landscape, it will fill up the whole thing. And then there's a swipey thing at the top, which I'm not going to do, to change the picture if I wanted to. All done through an app, so I can add as many photos as I like on there through the app. Pete is also linked to the frame, so he can add photos to it. And we've currently set it to a 12-hour rotation, so we'll get 2 pictures a day essentially, because at the moment there's not many on there because we only set it up yesterday. But as we get more photos on it, we might choose to increase the amount of time that it changes, but for the time being 12 hours seemed right, because we don't want it changing all the time while we're watching TV. That'd be distracting. But it's cool having lots of different photos and lots of different things coming up on there. So I'm a very, very lucky girl, very spoilt girl, as always. I normally am on my birthdays. My parents are a bit disappointed because what they have ordered me hasn't arrived yet, but I mean, they'll see me soon. I'm going to have a baby soon, and then my mum's coming to stay, so I'm sure it won't be a problem, but I will let you know what comes that way for that. Thoroughly spoiled, and looking forward to looking at my pictures, being all warm in my socks and my hoodie, reading all my books, etc, etc. So yeah, happy times, eh, Jeffy Jeff? But I actually finished the book that I was reading this morning, so we need to pick another one. And it now being nearly February, I did think about just sticking to my Kindle, because, as I've said I think 6 times already in this video, I don't know when she's arriving. But instead of doing that, I'm going to random number generate my TBR, like the whole thing, Kindle and physical books, to see what I'm going to read, because I can't really be bothered to pick one myself, because that sounds like it's going to hurt my brain, particularly because I have, amongst my Kindle and physical books, 167, well 166 really, but we'll go with 167 books on there. I might choose to veto what comes up, depending on stuff. There is a few, oh, that's my water. There is a few books that I'm not quite as interested in at the moment, but certainly on my Kindle, but we'll see. So just on the one that's on Google, if that's going to focus. There we go. I've got 1 to 167, so let's generate that. 162, that's quite low down, isn't it? Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I can do that. That's a physical book, but I can read Hook, Line and Sinker. I quite like seeing what the one after would be, just in case I change my mind. Why are you not giving me... That's a Christmas book, so we wouldn't do that. Right, 85, that feels more like a generated number. 85 would be The Help. So we'll go with Hook, Line and Sinker, which is not a book I considered reading, so let's do that one. Sweet. Right, I'm now going to go and put all of this away and sort some stuff out, and we'll come back to you at another point later in the week. I don't have very many plans. I do have a midwife appointment again, if you saw last week. Let's see if that one goes ahead on Wednesday, and my list of things to do, which I set up for like what to do in January, with ideas of things I wanted to get done over my maternity period before she arrived. It's looking very sparse. I've done most of it, so I'm not sure, but I'll take you along. I mean, this has already been 16 minutes, so we shall see. Anyway, catch you later. Hello! Right, it's actually Thursday. I haven't spoken to you for most of the week because, quite frankly, I've not done anything. I don't really know what I've done over the last few days, to be honest. Mainly faff about with YouTube videos, getting those up. So I think in the last vlog I said that the second and third trimester video was coming out before that one. I moved it all about and put the book one out instead, so the second and third trimester video will now come out on the 14th of Feb, which also happens to be my due date. That's what's been going on with that. I don't know why it's taken me so long, and I don't know why the week just hasn't really been happening. But we're back. It's Thursday. I'm baking, hence why I'm peeling apples. I'm making an apple and cinnamon cake thing. I saw the recipe on Instagram, so we're going to give it a go and hope for the best. But I need to peel and chop my 2 apples first. Yesterday, along with not doing a lot, we also had a midwife appointment, and we actually managed to see a midwife, which is a thing that we haven't managed for a little while. So I was 38 weeks pregnant. Well, I am 38 weeks pregnant now, but yesterday's the first day of it. So we did all of that. Everything still seems to be going okay. They did my blood pressure a couple of times. It was a little bit high. Not too much of a concern, and by the third time that they'd done it, it was alright. But the room that they were in was like a furnace, so I don't know whether that played a part in it. Also, the midwife that we had, which was yet another midwife, still haven't had the same one twice. I get the impression she didn't really want to be there. I think because they cancelled the clinic last week, there was a lot of women to get through. You could tell when we asked them questions. I mean, she answered them, but she didn't really want to, I don't think. Not the greatest appointment, but it's been done, so that's good. They also asked me whether I wanted a sweep next week, which I've declined. I want to give my child the longest opportunity to come through spontaneous labour. I would like to avoid an induction if I can. We'll see what happens. I am starting to get a bit uncomfortable, so maybe that will play a part in it sooner than I think. But yeah, as I said, everything is alright. She's essentially a centimetre for every week that she is in terms of my belly. Well, that's not her then, that's just my belly. I mean, now we just wait, which is not my... I'm not great at it. I'd like someone to just tell me when it's going to happen, but I think every woman's probably in the same boat for that one. But we'll wait and see. She has now made it to February, so she's done as she's told. Because we've been telling her, don't come till February, since we found out that she was due in February. So she's listened to that. She's now just got to make herself known in enough time so that we don't have to have any interventions or anything. Yeah, as I said, I'm starting to feel a bit uncomfortable. I'm definitely very big at the moment. I had to take my wedding ring and stuff off yesterday. It still fits, but it's getting a bit tight to actually get on and off, and I don't want them to have to cut it off, so I've just taken that off as a precaution. Yeah, so we'll move along, we'll keep going. I need to be a bit more active, I think. Well, I'm still doing 10,000 steps a day, so maybe that's not actually the case. I just would like to not be quite so sedentary, I think, during the day. But then at the same time, I don't really want to move, so I don't know on that one. I also don't know what's going on. As I said, the wait and see part is not my favourite. I like a plan, and I like to plan things. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm not going to rush her, so just have to go with it this time. I have been trying to get through the hypnobirthing course. I don't know if I've ever told you that, but I bought a hypnobirthing course in the Black Friday sales. It's an online one. We were doing it together, but we just never really found the time to do it together, so I'm now just going to finish it off on my own. because I figured anything to help me relax can't be a bad thing, so giving that a go. And actually it's been quite interesting there. She shared something about sweeps, which is why I specifically watched that part of the video before my appointment yesterday, because I had a feeling they might mention it, and I didn't realise they couldn't do them unless your cervix was already, you know, preparing for birth. So it seems a bit of a pointless exercise, but we'll see where we get to. But we've declined for now, and then, as I said, my next appointment is at 40 weeks, so on my due date, and we'll go from there. There is a lot to this cake. I'm currently in a bit of a mess. This is all the stuff that I've used. This is a bowl with my cake batter. I have apples and cinnamon and sugar here, and then a cinnamon like paste-ish there. I now need to like combine the three and put it in the oven for a while. I'm hoping this is going to go well, but we've at least made the components. We now just need to risk the cooking. Excuse our noisy oven, but it's combined, so now it's got to go in the oven for quite some time. I think it's like 45 minutes, so you put that in, and then I need to clear up my mess. I'm not sure on this one how it's going to turn out, but fingers crossed. That's come out of the oven, and I've put the icing on top now. Got a bit on the hob. Clean that in a minute. So that now just cools, and when Pete comes home, he'll chop it up. And if I remember, I'll try and come back to you tomorrow or at some point before the end of this video to let you know how it is, because that is a different kind of bake for me. I normally do some slightly more, I mean, it wasn't a difficult bake, it's just not the way I would normally make things, and it's got fruit in it, which is very rare for me, so there's no chocolate inside. But yeah, that's my morning task done, so I'm gonna go and walk Jeff. This is a place I don't think you've seen me for a while, but I'm in my bedroom, in my bed, because some lovely friends of mine gave me a couple of these, and I haven't done one yet, so I figured a nice little Friday afternoon pamper with a bump mask. Maybe I might even do a face mask afterwards, to bring in the weekend. I obviously need to use these before the baby comes. We are obviously in the wait and see period, so I needed to get on it, and I've been thinking about it for weeks to do one, and I was going to do one last Friday, but if you saw that video you'll know that my trip to Sainsbury's got moved about, because the plan was to do that in the morning and then come back in the afternoon and just have a laze and do this. So I think I'm going to stick this on. And then it says 15 minutes, which I think is the amount of time on the last section of my hypnobirthing course. So stick that on, watch those. Got Jeff here, so this could be fun if he wants to lay on my bump. Where are you going? Probably not going to be the most helpful place because I need to put a sheet mask there, Jeff. But yes, I'm going to do that. And then I've only got about 40 pages left of this. So I'll read that and then probably come back to you when I'm due to pick my next book. So yeah, let's do that. I also might have it up because I'm a bit tired. So it's much later, hence the dodgy lighting. I'll try and get you in a place. There we go, that way. So I did my bump mask and I've now finished my book. So I thought I would random number generate and see what the next one is. The screen might go a bit stroby for you, but I will record, well, I'll show you that. We've got the generator. We've got 166 books, which is what's left on my TBR. Let's generate a number. 122. 122 is another physical book, Millie Johnson. I will happily read Millie Johnson, so she's my next read. Me and Pete have just been incredibly adult and bought some plants.
Spent 50 quid on plants.
2 plants and 2 pots. We have mouldy bathrooms, we're hoping they'll help. Here you go.
Can you put these all up?
Huh? Just put them in the footwell, surely, down here. We have also taken a load of cardboard to the tip and some stuff to the charity shop, so that's our excitement for the day.
Said you wanted a day out.
I did want a day out. That was my day out.
It's a 38-week branded day out. Went to the woods as well.
We did go to the woods this morning. And I may have bought some books. I've had my hoodie for all of a week. And it's already been stolen from me.
It was your suggestion. Great company.
What a moose face. Should have bought your own. To be fair, I did put it on this morning and got very hot.
Yeah, you said you're too hot, so you're like, I don't want it. So
I didn't say I didn't want it. I want it. I just can't wear it today. I don't think we've used this angle this week, so why not come back here? I thought I would share the 2 books that I bought from the charity shop yesterday. So we went in to drop some stuff off. I think when I talked about Vinted, I said about the charity shop, so we actually took the stuff. I also then had a look at the books, but not for me. That wasn't the point. My brother's after a certain book, so I said if I ever go into a charity shop, I'd see if I could find it for him. They didn't have that one, and then I found some that I wanted, so I accidentally... Well, I didn't accidentally. I said to Pete, oh no, there's books I want. And he was like, how much are they? I was like, well, together they're £2.25. He was like, why don't you just get them then? So he actually told me to get them. I was deliberating about leaving. But I got 5 Survive by Holly Jackson, who is the author of the... Ooh, that's cool. Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I don't normally do hardbacks, but this is in such good condition. Now that I can't get the sleeve back on. And cost £1.25. So we got that one. And then a book that I've been eyeing up for a while is The Power by Naomi Alderman, which is a dystopian where I think women end up having all the power. And this was £1, so... And also there is not a cracked spine in it. And it's in really good condition. So 2 books, £2.25. I think that's pretty good going. It's always the way though, isn't it? When you go into those shops wanting to buy books, there's never any books. When you don't, you find all of the books. So I don't need them. When am I going to read them? I don't know, but I'm excited to have them. So we also went to buy some plants, so we've had a bit of issue sending out ensuite with mould. So we've managed to get rid of that, and then I did some Googling and those plants are supposed to be good for combating that, so we're trying that out. So we've got one for each bathroom in the hope that they will also suck up some of the moisture. But plants are expensive, who knew? And then we also took all of the cardboard to the tip, so that was quite a big job, but all of the cardboard from the cot and the chest of drawers and the pram and all of that we've taken to the tip as well. It may not have been a particularly exciting trip out, but it was a trip out and I felt like I needed it this week because I've been in for a long time this week. I haven't actually ventured very far. So I said to Pete that I really needed to go out yesterday. Today is supposed to be a bit more rainy, so that's why we did all the outside things yesterday, and we also took Jeff down to the woods for a walk. But we've got in the habit of, well, I say the habit, we've done it for the last 2 weekends, is that we drive down so that I don't have to walk up the hill back. Because the walk down to the woods and the walk around the woods I'd be fine with, but the hill back would probably be a bit of a struggle now because I am rather heavily pregnant, let's put it mildly that way. So yeah, we're just playing the waiting game, see when she arrives. Today, Sunday, there's not a lot going on. So I think I'm going to end this video here. So if you have enjoyed it and seen what I got for my birthday and some baking and that kind of stuff, then do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!